Welcome to the Ghana We Want Conversations, a socio-political podcast that aims to discuss issues impacting Ghanaians. And today, we'll be discussing issues on the current voters registration exercise and the need for Ghanaians to go out to register to vote. Today, I've been joined by two distinguished young men and a beautiful lady, Nana Beni to my far right, then Derek to my immediate right. Then they've been sandwiched by a very beautiful lady, Elly. Eva, gentlemen and beautiful lady, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so Elly, how's your day been? Ladies first, as you see.
Very tiring. Very, very tiring.
Well, what were you doing?
I mean, ladies' chores and all that. And coming here, it was raining, so you can just imagine the stress. So, but it's okay.
All right, all for the good. So, Nana, how has your day been?
It's been okay. Charlie, I bought fuel on my way. I went to buy fuel, Charlie. And I realized that at every point that I stopped to make an expense or to pay for something, Charlie, there's a hole sinking in my pocket. Charlie, see, coming soon. Yeah, the money no the catch.
Money no dey. Okay, so Derek, how has your day been?
Well, my day has been very exciting. I've managed to tell my crush my feelings. So,
And who is this special person?
she me backstage.
All right, so you're welcome once again. And as I said earlier on, we are trying to have a conversation about the need for us to encourage the youth out there to go out to register and vote. So let me still be gender biased and just engage Elly for a while. So Elly, have you perchance spoken to those within your circles about Ghanaian politics?
Yeah, I didn't do most of the time.
Okay.
But most of those, okay, so what happens is I mostly speak to those who are not politically biased. So I speak with my colleagues at work, and then most of them will go like, oh, they're the same people, both NDC and NPP are the same people. At that point in time, I can't try to explain to them what makes NDC different, but I try to encourage them to go ahead and register for their voters ID. And sometimes to encourage them to transfer their votes, those who are not in Accra, to transfer their votes.
Okay, that's great. So let me ask you once more. Which year did you register to?
2016,
Oh, okay.
2015.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So Nana, which year did you register to vote?
Yeah.
She's fairly experienced. 2016. Nobody should scream, by the way. But 2004.
2004. Oh, that's.
I was in
You are a veteran.
I like them mature voters.
Mature voter, okay. Experienced voter. So you don't give us sport ballots, right?
No, at all.
All right. So Derek, when?
2016.
Oh, okay. That's great. Okay. So let me start with Derek. So Derek, how was your experience on the first day of you getting a Ghanaian voters ID?
I mean, it was a really nice experience, you know. I registered first in Hobway and I attended St. Mary's Boys. So boys, Charlie, we gathered ourselves where we go the park top. Charlie. It was a nice feeling for the first time having to get that Charlie. Finally, I have the power to cast my votes. Come on. And being a regime changer, the pride that it came with and everything, Charlie, I can't even explain. It was nice and it was very easy back then. So we're just closer to our where we stayed, and then, unlike now that we have to move to the EC centers, all the stress in that, but then back then was very easy. So, it was a very nice experience, very, very nice experience.
Okay. So, Nana, how was the experience like in 2004?
Oh, mine was pretty smooth because, first of all, we were registering at our polling center, which was close to my house. I was living with my grandmom at the time. And we wake up at dawn to go and queue. But the good thing was that, the interesting thing was, my grandmother was popular in the neighborhood. So before we get to the voting center, there are stones there representing myself, myself, my grandmother, and anybody from our house. And so we just go and, start in the place of the stones and then register. And it was pretty smooth. And it was exciting also, I think realizing that I had my first ID card of a sort.
The feeling it comes.
Yeah, it felt good because it represented an ID for me, aside the fact that, and I was fascinated by it before I registered. I see my grandmom's picture, and I think they had the thumbprint on the thing.
Yeah.
Yes, when will I get mine? So yeah. It was a good feeling.
That's great. Elly, I don't think you met that era where we were queuing with stones and gallons. All right, so Elly, how was your experience?
Well, I didn't want to register, and I'm coming from a family that have both NDC people. So my dad,
they are
be
NDC
on my
bias.
neck. I know, right? They'll always be on my neck. You have to vote. So, 1918, my dad actually forced me to go and register, because you can't build a house without registering. So I actually went. I got my card. I was actually not enthused by the whole process and all that, but I was okay. I got my card, but I didn't want to vote actually. But of course, everybody to actually force me to go and vote. So that day, they woke me up. I was like, I'm not feeling well. I said, no problem. I'll carry you. So going student like you for a while. The process wasn't that bad. Yes. Because I didn't want to vote and I wasn't really interested in politics at that time. But the Almighty, my dad actually told me. So that was...
So Nana Benyi, I want to ask you this. Elly is saying that she wasn't interested in voting as at that time.
Yes.
We still have most youths out there who might also be in the situation. They wouldn't be interested to go out to vote. And what do you think would be some of the compelling reasons why they have to go out to vote?
Okay. So you're actually right. So you see quite a lot of a lot of the youth may not be interested in voting. They feel that. And you see this thing on social media, even in engagements with people, with young people, you hear them say, well, the parties are the same, nothing will change, I'm thinking about myself. But this government taught me, I think it's something I've always known, that governments can affect your welfare once you're in the country, once you're living under within their jurisdiction.
So
and this is personal to me. So I remember somewhere, can I remember the year clearly? 2020 or 2021. I live in Tema, so I was getting into the motorway, and then I heard on the news that CD to dollar, it had escalated. And I've been discussing a mortgage facility with a bank.
Okay.
So now it was going to make it impossible because it was in dollars. Based on the what you call the exchange rate, it would be difficult for me to repay that debt if I took that mortgage.
Okay.
At that minute, I was upset, and I always remember where I was when the news. I was just about joining the motorway. When I heard the news, I was so upset, and then it sank in that a government can determine for you where you live, how you eat, where you sleep. So for all the young people who are saying that, oh, I'm in my corner, it is not your corner. It is the government's corner, because they get to you. Now, if you're moving money from it, yes, it will affect you. The policies affect you. Everything. You pick trotro, it affects you. But it will eat into your income. Everything you do is affected by these decisions. So you cannot sit aloof, or you cannot say that, oh, it is not my business. It is, look, and we cannot live like that. We cannot be dishonest too and say that, oh, they are all the same. There has been a difference. For me, I mean, the evidence is clear that you see that it was $1 to about 4 CDs, and now it's $1 to about 15 CDs. You understand? You realize it, that people have lost their investments. All those things are clear. So we first of all must tell ourselves the truth, that look, they are not the same. Of course, there are other options as well. Other options, any of them are options for us. But it is important to tell yourself that I must take part in that exercise. I should be able to vote. If I do not vote, somebody will vote for me and make a decision. And if, excuse me to say, if fools go and vote for me instead of me voting, if they elect a fool to rule over me, the supposedly wise person. So all of us, you the young man, young woman, if you know better, then show that you know better by voting a wiser choice or a better choice. You understand?
Yeah,
Thank you.
But you can't blame them so much. Do you understand? Because in as much as, I mean, you can't say, okay, it's not your fault and that kind of thing. But they feel that at that point in time, even if they vote, if government changes, nothing happens to them. Every time, I mean, after every 4 years, let's just say there's change of government after every 4 years.
Okay.
Another government comes, no change, the same thing. So you just can't blame them for them saying that, okay, they are not going to register or vote. Because they don't have any reason to vote.
Okay.
But actually, but then there are some governments that come into power and then they build the big hospitals, the modern hospitals, and the other governments that came to power and their major priority was just digging a hole, which is now the most expensive hole we have. Clearly, there is a difference. So it's just like saying maybe Chelsea and Manchester are the same club. No, they have their distinct features. And look, whether you are interested in politics or not, politics is very interested in you. This is one thing we must all know. And if we all get involved in the process, no one can take us for a fool. If you stay, as he said, if we the wise ones, we stay, the fools will go and elect a fool and then they would lead us, which will in the long run affect us. So if we all get involved in the process, make a decision, okay, you made this decision, I made this decision, whatever comes out from it, you have to bear with your chest that, look, I did this, and if it goes well, you will be proud of it, and if it goes bad, you know you have another time to make a different choice.
Just a quick one. But Elly, so this it's probably very simple, but compare two governments, both experiencing a situation where they're unable to provide power to citizens. One is able to, first of all, the president at the time tells you that I take responsibility for it. That he's acknowledging the problem.
Yes.
And then they issue a schedule, you understand, to help you plan your life. It's not the best of situations. Now you have another president who will tell you that there's nothing like Dumso. You're experiencing it. He's telling you that your reality is a dream. It's
an imagination.
You are hallucinating.
It's an insult.
You understand? When somebody's putting you through something and now he's gaslighting you, like you see, it is painful. Now, the Minister of Energy, who's supposed to, provide that power, that utility to you, says that you should go and do your own timetable
and bring it.
If you're asking for one. You should go and, you understand? At least one empathizes with you, takes responsibility. The other says there's nothing like that. He's actually trying to tell you that you're probably, going off. So, first of all, even in attitude, how they handle things, it is clear that there's a distinction. You understand? And that's, for me, that's the first point. Before we go on to trying to find solutions to these problems. But of course, look, we see the developmental projects and things. I've not seen any government come to dig a hole in the name of building a cathedral for God. $58 million. Nobody would do this kind of thing. And that thing there is symbolic of arrogance. Because when everybody was talking about it, the president decided, he said, I'm going ahead with it, no matter what. Claiming that the promise he's made is God.
So, Derek, with the conversations that we've made mention about, we talked about some of these companies that are exiting the country currently. We talk about Global, we've not heard of Unilever, Big, the pen that is used to write BC or CD4 exited Ghana. I think, to me, I have a strong opinion that they should change how they do to go out to vote, because these are like Glovo helped most of the youth in getting employment, and they were being paid through that. And now they're folding up. I think they folded up yesterday night. I think it's going to be a toll on Ghanaian youth.
Yes, and this actually is as a result of incompetence. You understand? Because on the part of the government, this gross incompetence. Because look, if the economic situations are favoring them, they wouldn't believe it. How can these big companies be leaving Ghana and then relocating to Togo? No, that shouldn't be the case. Look, and these are companies that employ millions of you, thousands of them. Imagine Glovo. Personally, I have almost about 15 friends. So now what are these people going to do? They're just going to be left on the streets. What will they be doing? If it continues like that, they don't get a job. These are the same people, they will now be, and now their source of is better. Now the bets to ID tax them. So now let's make them do ID.
I think the Max results promised that we come in James Council the betting.
That's ridiculous.
Well, he's making a lot of promises. I've lost count, so I don't
He's
know.
campaigning more like an opposition leader.
Yes.
Well, I don't know who he's opposing. Whether he's opposing seems to be opposing. Maybe I don't know. But Charlie, I'm frustrated with
Like my government is in power, but if my government counts, my government will correct what my government and like doesn't make sense. Nothing adds up in this.
Elly, I want to find out from you your words to Ghanaian youth. Should they really be eager enough to register?
Yes, I mean everybody should be eager to vote, both definitely in the news. Because most of the times in Ghana here, it's mostly the male that are more interested in voting and that kind of thing. So I mean the girls should also go and queue and vote. They are part of history.
Yes, and more so now that we have a party promising that look, when they come, the women, they are coming to set up banks for specifically for the women, and now we have a female rising to a higher position. I mean, they shouldn't be eager to win because now they have a bigger representative out there.
I mean, we work as women, so I mean, go out there.
Yeah, but that's but it's important the bit about a female vice president. Of course, I think the person in question is a distinguished, academic, well respected across the continent. So it sounds like a very good thing. And to be honest, aside of all of the nonsense that this government has done, I really want to see her, shatter that glass ceiling. And maybe one day we'll have a female vice president, a female president, yeah. But definitely I think it's a good reason why the ladies or the women should go and vote. But I generally would say to young people, my brothers and sisters, actually everybody needs to go out there, get your voter's ID card, go and register if you've not registered, make sure your voter's ID card is safe, and on the 7th of December, go out there and vote. In fact, I know that the essence of the podcast essentially is to encourage people to go and register. Good. But I also add this: go and vote out the government. Thank you.
They should just go out and vote for the government. So, Derek, your final words. I want you to just mention 3 things that this current government is doing that should compel the youth to go out vote against them.
Wow, 3 things. Just 3.
Just 3.
Oh, okay. So, my dad who is above 69 has been likely that when he goes on retirement, they're not going to pay him his pension funds. That is enough reason for me to go out there. But then I say youth, the unemployment rate is too high. There are no jobs out there. You graduate from school, you come out and then you hustle where you can't even find the jobs. That should be something that should ginger me to go out there. Because this is a government that was coming into power and it's like we would create a lot of jobs that we would have to import people. And now this is the reality we are being faced with. There are no jobs anywhere. So I mean, there's many more reasons I like to, brothers and sisters. Charlie, this is our time. We have to go out then and record our displeasure against this government. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
All right. So, thanks to you, gentlemen, and my lovely lady. It's been a very lovely conversation, and I think the youth out there have been listening to our message, and we need for them to go out to register and vote. And it's been a very frank conversation, and I've been very frank with his words. when you wake up in the morning, take your voter's ID card in case Wednesday online, 7th December, I'll make a change. So we'll meet next time.